My name is Abidemi Oluwadusi. I'm here this afternoon to present an important topic that says discrimination in a place of work and harassment is real. It is difficult to believe that today, in the 21st century, workplace discrimination and harassment continue to be significant issue. As much as we like to think that we live in a world full of peace, harmony, and widespread acceptance, this just sadly isn't the case. Discrimination occurs when an individual or organization set unfair conditions that impair the ability of another person to conduct their work successfully, typically based on a specific attribute such as the person's race, the person's color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, national origin, disability, or status as a protected veteran. Harassment, on the other hand, occurs when negative actions are taken against an individual because of their position in a protected group. While general harassment can be discriminatory, people can experience discrimination without being harassed. Based on statistics, more than 3,000 racial discrimination claims were made against employers. There are roughly 14,000 cases of gender discrimination. There were approximately 5,000 disability discrimination. There were about 2,000 cases of age discrimination. Discrimination may take many forms, and it does not have to be intentional to be legal. It is an employer's responsibility to be aware of what constitutes discrimination and how to avoid it. Generally, there were two types of discrimination that the law disallowed. Disparate treatment occurs when an employer treats an applicant or employee less favorably than others who are similarly situated. And the different treatment is because of the person's race, the person's color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, national origin, disability, or status as protected veteran. Disparate impact occurs when an employer has policies or practice that appear fair and are fairly applied but harm members of a particular sex, race, ethnic group, individuals with disability, or other protected groups. Now, let's look at some example of illegal employment discrimination. Some example of employment discrimination may include assigning all Hispanic employers to a particular workplace, paying women less than men for the same work, teasing employees who speak with an accent that goes beyond occasional or a single incident, denying paid sick leave to female employers recovering from childbirth but allowing paid sick leave for employees receiving from new injury, and many more. Workplace discrimination continues to limit both the workforce participation and satisfaction of many Americans, whereas many minorities groups experience discrimination in the workplace. African Americans often experience the cumulative effect of multiple forms of discrimination. The level of discrimination that African Americans face impeding their ability to gain employment and negatively affect their career mobility. From traditional form of discrimination based on their race, gender, age, and knowledge to new form of discrimination based on credit scores, appearance, criminal records, and employment status. African Americans continue to encounter structural barriers that resist their participation in the workplace. The prevalence and consequence of discrimination in the workplace are well documented. Discrimination can also be experienced before joining the workplace. This is referred to as pre-interview discrimination or pre-employment discrimination. Every stage of employment process, including applying, interviewing, hiring, compensation, promotion, and termination, can be polluted by discrimination. The employment application process is often marred by methods, stereotypes, prejudices, and biases that disadvantage minority population from general, especially African American. Unlawful workplace harassment is discriminatory, but unlike verbal or physical harassment, discriminatory harassment is defined by its intention instead of how it is carried out. A victim may experience racial harassment because of their race, skin color, origin, country, or citizenship. Even perceived attribute of particular ethnicity, curly hair, accent, custom, belief, or clothing may cause racial harassment often look like this. Degrading comments, intolerance of differences. Gender-based harassment is discriminatory behavior towards a person based on their gender. Harmful gender stereotypes about how men and women should act are often the center of harassment. Let's look at some of the examples. A male nurse faces harassment for having what is perceived as women's job. A female banker hit a glass ceiling and is taunted for not being leader material. A male colleague display materials, conic poster that are degrading to women. An individual with a religion that differ from the norms of the company may face workplace harassment or intolerance in a very varieties of ways. Intolerance towards religion holidays, traditions, and custom. Cruel religious jokes. Workplace discrimination and harassment based on race, gender, religion, sex, pregnancy, and disability are legal across the US, while all employers must follow federal laws regarding employment discrimination. Specific state laws about hiring and employment prejudice can vary significantly from region to region. It can be intimidating to go up against an employer. Still, it is important to remember that workplace discrimination and harassment exist. It is often in your best interest to take action if you experience any discrimination or harassment in the workplace. If you have been discriminated against in the workplace, your employer has violated the Civil Rights Act, which cover hiring, promotion, referrals, and all other aspects of employment. Thank you.